Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of BS Drunk Movie Reviews. This is a weekly podcast, and we do upload the video version of this to our YouTube channel, so you can check us out there whenever you're ready to. Don't forget to like and subscribe. My name is Matt, and as always, I am being joined by my sister, Vetta.
Hi.
Hey, you, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. So we are keeping up with Halloween and the spooky, scary, and everything. And we are going to be doing the Netflix movie His House.
He can keep his fucking house.
All right, Betta, before we get started on this movie review, I just have to ask you the most important question and that is, what are you drinking?
I'm just drinking a beautiful rum and Coke.
Oh, right on. I stuck with my normal just red wine because I didn't know what to drink with this one,
Yeah, I was like, I can't Google his house cocktail recipe or house cocktail recipe.
I did Google that.
Did you?
There was nothing. There was I got the first one I got was Home Alone. I was like, this isn't Home Alone. Get out of here. That nonsense.
I envisioned that it would give me some weird restaurants like house cocktail specialty or something. And I was like, so I went with just rum and Coke.
Right on. Okay, so the reason I wanted to do this movie, but I'll tell you, what did you overall think about this movie?
So this movie kept coming up like on lists of recommended movies and things like that. And I'd been putting it off and I'd watched the trailer and it just never came up as like, I could always find something that I was more interested in watching it. So yeah. So when I watched it, the trailer made me a little confused. I watched the movie and I have questions there. It still leaves me a little like, I get the overall premises. I understand what happened, but there were some confusing things in there that don't make sense. So
gotcha. Well, I just have to say, the first time I watched this movie, it scared the shit out of me. I was so scared.
Really?
I want to talk about the parts that really, really scared me.
Yeah, please.
It's
I'd love to see what those were.
Oh my God. Like I was like freaking, I was like, ooh, and everything. Like every time, well, pretty much anytime a ghost appeared, I was like freaking.
Oh, so when he made the wall like Swiss cheese and they were all in the holes.
Oh my God. Dude, no joke. Which I wrote some down because there was time, like even watching it this time, I got like to review it for this. So I'm gonna break it down.
I'm just gonna interrupt here. You know what was the scariest thing for me?
What was that?
The creepy lady with the cat.
Oh, that
was like, no one ever lasts more than a week. And I was like, are you gonna murder?
That's so
your
funny.
elaborate witchy plan.
Yeah, that's so funny because it's probably true. So okay, so this is about two people, Ball and Rael, and they flee Africa because there's warring tribes or whatever, and they go to England, where they are. Yes, they are refugees, and they are given asylum, and they're given a house, and
they're given asylum, and they've petitioned to become residents, but they have to go through the process. And can I just say, the circumstances, I'm not so sure if like they're super excited about the house, the money, the doctors, and the rules. And I'm like, nope, they'd be sending me home. I'd break something.
Well, I mean, probably. I mean, they were pretty, I don't know. Some of the rules, I'm just like, well, there's no leeway whatsoever. Okay, so they move into this house and Ball is like happy about the only reason I remember because I kept calling him Bull.
Yeah.
But he's happy because he wants to start a life here, and he's like, we are not going back.
Matt Smith is happy for them because of the size of this house. He's
this
is bigger than my
house. Yeah, all of them are bitching about how this is bigger than their house. I'm like, this place isn't that big, you guys. I just want to say that right now.
It's literally like a 1-bedroom, like house. Like you walk in, there's a living room, the kitchen, and the dining room. Upstairs is the bedroom and the bathroom.
Yeah, it wasn't like they talk about how it was a palace, and I was like, I mean, there's shit everywhere. So and
I don't live in England, so I don't know the square footage of your homes. So it could be large.
It could be, it could be large. I just when I saw it, I was like, this is a palace. Okay, great.
And he's talking about how nice it is, and he opens up the pizza box, and there's roaches
bugs.
in it.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah, and he like the electricity doesn't work. And he's like, we'll have that fixed. And then they don't have it fixed. He has to like do it himself, like he's fucking, Tim the Toolman Taylor and everything. So what happens is and I don't remember the witch doctor's name or what they're called or whatever, the night witch, but they call it something. I can't remember. Anyways.
The butcher? No, that's the guy.
Yeah. So they bring a curse with them because while
we might as well spoil it and tell the whole story of
we're gonna do it. So we're spoiling everything. This is a spoiler review. Come on.
No, I meant just tell it now rather than waiting until it shows up in
Yeah. So because when they were escaping Africa,
they were being helped by a group. I'm assuming it was like NATO or something like that. Some group
So while Rial she's like teaching at a school or something, and she hides while this other tribe of people come in and murder all her like people,
friends and everything.
Friends and everything. And then so Bull comes and he helps her, and they start traveling to where they can get away. And they get to this place where they need to get on a bus, but the bus is full. Cool. And they grab this girl who's standing there by herself saying, "Mama."
Because the bus driver or the lady on the bus says only women and children.
Yeah, but I'm all like, the wheels on the bus go round and round. So they grab this girl and pretend that it's their child, and they get on the bus, meanwhile leaving her mom behind, who her mom would have been like, bitch, just keep running. Like, you just keep running after that bus. Just keep going.
Jump on the ladder. It's an old school bus. Isn't there a ladder somewhere?
Yeah, I would have done anything. Because like then the bad guys show up and start killing people. And I'm like, yeah, I would just jumped on that bus. I would have tried to get on that bus any way, shape, or form. So then they get on a boat and they're going across the ocean and everything. And the boat stalls. I got that. And then they all get put in the water.
A wave, I think, hits the boat.
Oh, okay. And so they're in the ocean, and Bull saves Rial, but he doesn't save. What was the girl's name? Nagat.
Nakia?
Yeah, sure. Nakia. Okay. And she drowns.
Because she can't swim. Because she can't swim, 8 or 9.
Yeah. And she's like, I've never been in the fucking ocean and everything. Okay. So then while they're in it, so they've been cursed. Now.
They've been cursed because first they kidnapped this girl and then they didn't save her.
Yeah, exactly. So, and it's Bull that's cursed, right? Isn't it Bull that's cursed? Okay, so he just basically has to open up his flesh, like he has to cut himself somehow. All right, so I want to talk about the things that scared me in this movie. The specific parts that scared me. Okay.
It doesn't help that they have no electricity, so everything in this house is lit up by candles.
Yes, which they're not allowed to have in the apartment.
They're not supposed to have.
I watched this with my wife, and every time they had a candle, she's like, didn't they say they can't have candles? I'm like, yeah.
My favorite is when the inspector brings the Uber inspectors that are like, you can't do that
to the wall. Yeah, you can't do that to the wall. But I'm all like, they're trying to paint it. And like, okay, so here are the 3 things that I wrote down because like, it scared me overall, but okay. So first off, when there's the hole in the wall and he's pulling out that electrical cord and it turns into that rope with the seaweed on it, and then it stops and there's that doll and the night witch is behind him or whatever. And
that's the butcher. The night witch is the one that has the white face paint. Okay. The butcher is the tall, skinny.
All right. Wow. You paid more attention than I did to their names.
I watched it twice to make sure I understood it.
And then he grabs the doll, and then the hands come out of the hole and grab the doll. I was like, ooh. I was like, the hands grab the doll. And I was like, don't fuck with the doll. Leave the doll alone.
I had just watched another movie where a hand comes out of a wall, and I was like, oh my God. Hands coming out of the wall.
Yeah. And then when he looks in that hole and then he like lifts his head up a little bit and there's that dead one behind him, she's like, and I was like, and he turns around and she's not there. I think that was the first one, but I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, I'd be moving out right then and there. I'd be like, I don't want to be here. They can't. Okay. So then, also when the lights went out, so when he's he's to fix the lights or whatever, and
Yep.
he's turned them on, and when he turns them off, dead people appear, and they're just like, "Ugh," and they're like walking towards him, and then when he turns the lights on and he looks down at the floor and there's footprints
There's
in the
muddy
dust
prints.
and I'm all like, oh shit, I'm like, dude, run, don't. I was like, and then he goes to he's about to turn the lights off, I'm like, do not turn off those lights, these motherfuckers hide in the darkness. I was like, keep that light on.
It reminded me, remember last October when we did Darkness Falls, where that kid had a bazillion
Oh yeah,
flashlights?
yeah, oh my gosh, yeah.
I was there for a minute. I was like, oh, you didn't watch our podcast, our listen to our podcast.
Yeah,
We did Darkness Falls. They teach you 5 billion flashlights
for sure.
and
Yeah, you just tape
tons
those
of batteries.
flashlights. Yeah, you just keep taping those flashlights to yourself. So then when he turns the lights off and then the dead woman like appears next to him and she's like, ugh, and then they all start attacking with that little kid with the mask. The kid in the mask scared the shit out of me, like hardcore. Okay, so the last part that I wrote down that really scared me, and it was so small. Okay. Rial is sitting on the couch and she's talking to these ghosts. Like she's just having conversations with like, hey guys, what do you guys want and everything. And the kid in the mask, he drops the little necklace that she made from the doll, the little doll of the dress.
Her husband burned in a fire.
Yeah, he
thought
burned,
they had to burn anything they brought with them.
Yeah.
Everything they brought with them was cursed. Things her dad had given her mom had given her, this necklace from the little girl, burned it all.
Yeah. And so the little demon child drops the necklace from the wall, and then she looks over and there's just a buttload of people inside the holes inside the wall. I was like, oh, I was like, run Rial, they're just staring at you like crazy people.
Well, she understands it though.
I mean, which I'm all like, because yeah, and she told Matt Smith and that little fatty dude that she's like, that did he tell you we are cursed? There's a witch after us. I'm all like, bitch, you ain't helping. I'll tell you that right now, because these people already do not like you.
See, and so with the whole curse thing and everything, did you think that, because I'm not joking, at one point I thought it was the house, like, because the lady next door had told him, no, don't worry, they'll come back for you. No one lasts more than a week. And I'm like, is it the house that's cursed or is it them? But it is them.
Yeah.
But they lead you, they try to trick you. They try to trick you and make you think it's the house.
No,
because they even have the little girl that like pees in the backyard and then she freaks out when she's like, oh my god, somebody lives there.
Yeah, and I love that part because my wife was all like, who pees out in public like that? And I was like, exactly, dirty people.
Only drunk girls walking home from a party and her other girls are lookouts. That's the only time people pee in a bush.
I was like, that girl is not wifey material. She's gross. She's not a lady at all. So I also like, I don't know, like I felt like, okay, so he has to, I did feel like he was trying to, assimilate, and Rial was trying to like stay in the past or whatever when she was like eating with her hands and he was trying to get her to eat with silverware and everything.
Also, that's a difficult thing because I really felt for her when she was like, I can't taste the food. All I taste is the metal. I mean, if you'd never used a fork and a knife before and you've always used bread as a spoon and stuff like she was, wouldn't you be a little...
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Is this a dingle hopper? Am I supposed to brush my hair with it?
Right on. So, okay. So I also, Matt Smith's character. Okay. So at first I liked him because I felt like he was trying to be all like, hey, I don't want to do this job, but I have to. So I'll just, kind of make the best of it.
Oh, I got that feeling the whole time. He's like, fuck all this bureaucratic tape. And now I got to do this shit. It makes my life difficult. It makes their life difficult.
Well, then I just got that he was just a big douchebag after he went over there to inspect things and he had torn holes in the wall because he was just like, is the witch still here and everything? And I'm all like, oh, don't be a fucking dickhole, man. So
you don't think that he thought maybe they were doing drugs or something that they were...
I don't know what he thought they were doing. I just felt like he wanted them out. Like, he's like, I don't want you here anymore. And I'm all like...
So I know this sounds crazy. I've never been in a situation where I've been a refugee and I've never worked for anyone that works with refugees. do you think at some point, like, they're just jaded and they're like, you're given this opportunity and you're just being a dick right now? Because I'm all for, helping people out. I think
I
this
think
program's
so.
really generous. You get a house. So I don't know how much 74 pounds a week goes for, but they're very excited about 74 pounds.
Well, all I know is 74 pounds, and he was able to buy that shirt for 15 pounds. And I was like,
I think 74 pounds is like something like $100 American. Probably
yeah,
not.
We'll
that
say
much.
that. Yeah, which is not that much, but at the same time, I'm all like, when you can't get a job, how much of your needs do you really have? Like each week, if you're getting $100 a week, what is it that you would, besides food, what is it that you would spend that money on?
Don't you think they're setting them up for failure? Because she's around that house all day, bored out of her goddamn mind.
Not anymore. She's got some ghosts to entertain.
She's got all the cursed people with her to talk to. He's going and sitting in pubs. He's spending all their money in pub watching soccer games all day.
But he got that box of crackers and biscuits and shit. And
that was from the church, not the pub.
Crabby Johnny, or
what was that?
Crab
the pastor
Johnny
goes, "What?
Oi, you one of those refugees?"
Wait a minute, I got something for you.
Yeah, and then he just goes in there to drink with them, and I was like, "Huh." I didn't get that was a church. I thought that was like a legion, like a legionnaire or whatever was. What are those called? Where you just
that was a church. He had just left the pub. I was pretty sure.
Oh, did he? Okay, maybe he did. I don't know. And then I did feel bad for her when she was trying to find her way to
those little assholes.
Those assholes. They were just like she's like, do you know the way to the, what did she say? Like the
church and something road.
And he's like, oh, Church Street. He's like, Church Street. And I'm like, oh, don't be a fucking dick. You know what she said.
And one tells her to go this way, and one tells her to go that way.
Yeah, it was so mean.
The one tells her the right way, and the guy's like, no, you're wrong. Remember? She's got to go this way. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, you're assholes. She should
get
eggs and just throw them at all of you.
Yeah, although he was eating, what was that? Was that Church's chicken that he was eating? I was like, I want some chicken right now. That looks delicious. So I don't eat all that nonsense, but it is delicious and everything. I was jealous. So he has to. Okay, so he sets out a candle, right? And he's like, you come out. I want to talk to you. It's time to talk to me now or whatever. And I'm all like, I don't know. I'd be like, maybe we don't need to talk. Maybe we're just cool. Hey, maybe you could just send your little zombie friends to come out and hang out, just as long as they don't cut me and shit. But they can't cut him because he's all like, you cannot touch me. Pictures can't kill me or whatever. Pictures can't hurt me. And then he puts him in the ocean. I'm all like, this looks like it sucks and everything. And then he's like, no. And then they're like holding him. And I'm all like, I don't know if they can hurt you, but they sure are holding your ass there. Can I real quick before I get back into this one, I want to just say something that I laughed at when he's dreaming of Nakia dying, and he wakes up when they're still in the little thing, and she's all like, what were you dreaming about? And he was like, our wedding day. And she's like, that explains the screams. And I was like, that's a good one. You're witty. I like you, Rial. You're witty. You're a witty bitch. Okay. So then he has a conversation with the Night Witch, which I'll just tell you right now, when the Night Witch showed up the very first time in the darkness, I'd have been like,
oh, and the rocking that she was doing. I was like, oh, that's never good.
Yeah. I was like, Bull, you need to run hardcore from this dream. This is no fun. And then I'm
with Rael. Let's go back to Africa. That's what I'd be saying. My votes, let's go back.
Yeah, exactly. And then okay, so then the Night Witch is all like, she has a vision, right? Because he then locks all the doors. He's like, you're not leaving this house.
Oh, yeah, he keeps her prisoner.
Which I'm all like, Bull, don't you want to get out of this house as much as possible? Not stay in it. Yeah, it's his house. So then he's like, so then she ends up getting away, but then she has that vision of all the women that died at that school of hers. Now I want to talk about this. Were they trying to say that she was never pregnant? Because
they're reminding her that she has at some point convinced herself that Nakia was her child.
Okay, because I thought maybe she just had a miscarriage, and then they're all
I got from it that she had convinced herself that Nakia was her child. Okay. And they were reminding her that she has never been with child. Because they don't say you're not pregnant. They say you have not had a girl.
Right on. Okay. So then the night witch tells her that she's like cut his flesh and everything. I'm like,
Well, they give her the full visions because that's also when you learn exactly what happened.
yeah. So they're sitting in the kitchen and Bull, he cuts himself, which is enough because he's like, he will be coming now. And I'm all
Well,
like,
she was contemplating cutting him for
for
him,
sure,
though.
for sure. But he made up the decision for him. He was a real man about it. And when that night witch showed up, I was like, this motherfucker's popping out of the ground and
No,
shit. Like,
that's
what's
the butcher.
no, that's the night witch guy.
No, the night witch is the one with the mask. The butcher is the one that has the gray
There,
skin.
okay, there's a difference.
There is.
Okay, fine. All right, let's see it. So the butcher shows up. I can't believe you know this name of this little creature. Okay, so then
I told you I watched it twice because the first time I was like, wait, what? And then I watched it again. I was like, nope, that's what happened.
Okay.
I thought I was drinking and didn't even know it the first time.
Right on. So then he like enters his little wound. I was like, ew. I was like, you don't know what's in there. He could have like, I don't know, sepsis or something. And so he's like, what was like, here's the question for you. When the butcher was entering his arm and everything all gross, like, what was the end goal there? Was it to kill him? Because I'm like, why do you got to do it that way? Just kill him.
No,
Just
they
kill him.
wanted his body and his soul.
Really? Okay. Well, that's a weird way to go about. And then
Well, he had to cut himself to give himself to them. Like they couldn't take him. He had to give.
Okay.
He had to give himself to save Nakia.
Okay. So then
and I'm so sorry if I'm saying her name wrong.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. If we got her name wrong, oh, fuck off. Shit happens. Okay. So Rial saves him by cutting the butcher's throat, right?
Mm-hmm.
So then Matt Smith and those two bitch faces, they come back to the house. But I just want to say,
Uber inspectors.
Yeah, the Uber inspectors. Yes, thank you. I do have to say, like, I did think that they did a good job patching up those holes pretty quickly, in my opinion.
I thought too. I was like, they're just making it their own, and all those people kept saying, "You can't do this."
Yeah, I thought that, and they had a grill in the backyard. Like they can't have a grill, and I'm like, why can't they have a grill? It's not like they're hurting anybody. I'm like,
it's not like they're our brother and grilling bacon in the kitchen and burning holes in the floor.
Exactly. And I just want to say right now, that was not in the list of no-nos on Matt Smith's list in the beginning. I remember because I rewound it. I was like, he did not say you cannot have a grill.
No,
okay.
Nor did he give them any type of paper with any more. He didn't say, oh, and here are all of the little side note ones or anything.
And they didn't
do that.
Yeah, and they didn't say anything about remodeling the house or fixing.
No, and trust me, that place needed to be remodeled.
It needed to be fixed. Yeah, even without.
I am
him
a little weirded out that Rial wants to paint the living room red.
Yeah, Rial. Okay, Rial. Let's be a little more realistic.
It's a little too close to home. Remember,
yeah,
all
exactly.
blood everywhere.
Exactly. This isn't your 50 Shades of Grey room. It's your living room, honey. Come on, you might want to entertain some folks.
Yep.
So as they're leaving,
gray.
Yeah, exactly. And as they're leaving, Matt Smith, that little fucker, he's all like, "You still being hunted down by the witch," or whatever he says. I can't remember what he says.
Yeah.
And they're all like, "No, you have to let the demons in," or something like that. And I'm all like, oh, okay. And then you just see all these dead people up in their house, and I'm all like,
right.
Maybe
surrounding them across the hall. They're everywhere.
Oh yeah, they're everywhere. And I'm all like, maybe you guys
they're packed in there like fucking sardines. It's a good thing it was a big house, because a small one, they'd have been overcrowded.
It's a palace.
Right? It's a palace. Everyone, that one's bigger. Everyone in that office couldn't believe they were giving that house to refugees, because it is huge.
Oh yeah, apparently it is a monstrous compared to their homes, which I just go, I want to see your house now, Matt Smith.
Right. It's like, do you live in like a studio apartment?
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. You've got a job, so couldn't you afford a little something? I don't know.
But yeah, overall, what did you would you have anything you want to say else about this movie?
I mean, I liked this movie. It wasn't spectacular. It wasn't great. It definitely is a thinker, and you need to pay attention. Like, this isn't a movie you put on in the background and watch a little bit here and a little bit there, because you do that, you're not going to know what the fuck is going on.
Right on.
Yeah, and I watched it twice because, like I said, I watched the first time and I was like, is that really what just happened? So I watched it again, and then I picked up so many other little things. I thought it was a pretty good movie. I was not sure when you first, recommended it. I was like, great. But
Yeah, no, when I first watched this movie, it scared the fuck out of me. I was like, I'm scared shitless
Yeah,
right now.
you
I didn't
don't
know.
like horror films, so I do get that.
I don't. But I
I
mean, well, I
love
do like them, but this movie wasn't I don't like gore and stuff like that. But like jump scares and stuff are fine. But
so
this movie,
we're a little bit on the, you like those love sappy, oh, everyone in the world finds true love and their soulmate and
not
blah,
all the
blah, blah.
time. I don't know. I
Okay,
know.
Mr.
You stop that.
Notebook.
I did like The Notebook. Don't fucking get on me about love. No, I do like horror movies, but this one scared the shit out of me. I was like, ah, shit, and
So
everything. So
psychological horror films do more than like the physical slice and dice.
yeah, I just don't like gore. There's no point to that all the time. But
Not
yeah,
really.
no, I really liked this movie. I thought it was really, really fun. Would you suggest this movie?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, me too. It was super fun.
For sure.
Okay.
And it's free on Netflix.
It is on Netflix. Yeah, it is. Okay. Well, with that all said, I'm going to wrap it up, you guys. So thank you so much for listening to us. Make sure to follow us on Twitter at BS Drunk Pod to stay updated and everything. We'll also give you some fun facts about this movie. It's really fun. If you listen to us on Apple Podcast or Spotify or anywhere where you get your podcast needs, please leave us a 5-star review / positive review, you guys. You have no idea how much it helps us out and helps out our podcast and everything. And we really appreciate it. You have no idea. We'll also be posting this video version of this to our YouTube channel. So be sure to subscribe to us on YouTube at BS Drunk Movie Reviews. That's also a fun channel and everything. We're trying to grow that also. Also, you guys, we have started a Patreon with plenty of different levels that will suit any of your needs and everything. We have, from the casual drinker where you get to just, get all of our episodes beforehand to, our top tier, which you get to enjoy a drink with us and you get to watch and, you get to suggest movies, all that good stuff. Or, if you just want to give us a one-time thing and buy us a shot, that's fine. We'll totally take it. Give it to me, baby. But yeah, just check us out there and everything. But most importantly, you guys, please don't forget to drink, recap, review, and repeat. Bye, you guys.
Bye, guys.